Welcome to the Sankofa Pan-African series. We travel through history's corridors, illuminating Afrocentric narratives. Support us through Patreon or by buying me coffee. Your subscription is a great start, but do hit the bell for notifications so you know when we have new episodes. Share our videos and visit our website sankofastorybooks.com for stories, biographies, Afrocentric nursery rhymes, and other resources for children. Together can change the negative narratives about us. Is American democracy under threat? And what role should the 1619 Project, convened by Nicole Hannah-Jones, play in the unfolding narrative? Why did Donald Trump set up the 1776 Commission? These are questions that should be stirring the pot of political discourse as Americans prepare to vote. The 1619 Project, spearheaded by Pulitzer Prize-winning journalist Nicole Hannah-Jones, is a landmark initiative that re-examines the history of America, starting from the year 1619, when the first enslaved Africans were brought to Virginia. The project highlights the profound and often overlooked impact that slavery and its aftermath have had on the shaping of America. In response to the 1619 Project, Donald Trump issued a ban on diversity training at federal agencies, including topics such as white privilege, and then established the President's Advisory, called the 1776 Commission. The establishment of this commission, which was purposely released on Martin Luther King Jr. Day, followed Donald Trump's announcement to form a commission to deny the existence of systemic racism, stop the teaching of critical race theory, or any deeper examinations of how slavery has affected American society. This episode critically examines the 1776 Commission for its historical revisionism, lack of scholarly rigor, and its potential to harm educational integrity. The 1776 Commission's report is a blatant exercise in historical revisionism. One of the glaring errors of this report is that it focuses overwhelmingly only on the achievements and ideals of America's founding fathers, like George Washington, James Madison, without acknowledging that they were owners of enslaved people. The report also attempts to claim that they were the ones who set the stage for the abolition of slavery. By so doing, the report grossly oversimplifies and sanitizes America's past. This approach minimizes the profound impact of slavery, the systemic oppression of Native Americans, and the struggles for civil rights and social justice. Such a selective portrayal does a disservice to the complex and multifaceted nature of American history. It is an attempt to rewrite history to fit a particular narrative, ignoring the darker chapters that are essential to understanding the country's evolution. One of the most glaring issues with the 1776 Commission is its exclusion of professional historians and educators. The absence of academic rigor and expert analysis in the Commission's work raises serious questions about its credibility and validity. Historical education should be grounded in meticulous research and diverse perspectives, yet the Commission's report reflects none of these standards. This disregard for scholarly input has resulted in a document that is not only misleading, but also intellectually dishonest. It undermines the very foundation of historical study, which relies on critical analysis and evidence-based conclusions. A portion of the report that purports to be dedicated to the civil rights movement also only twists quotes from Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. What the section actually does is to make it sound as if MLK said that laws passed in favor of voting rights, housing, and outlawing discrimination were the ultimate culmination of centuries of efforts to fulfill the nation's founding principles. The report deliberately leaves out MLK's critiques of racism in law enforcement and policing, access to economic opportunities, and various other elements of American society that went largely unaddressed by reforms passed in the 1960s. This same report then goes on to condemn efforts to address discrimination, dismissing them as group rights that are against equality. It's apparent that the motivation behind the 1776 project was to tell the story as if racism is a thing of the past, and that the only racism that continues to persist is what Trump and his supporters call identity politics. The creation of the 1776 Commission was politically motivated, designed to counter narratives that challenged traditional views of American history. Amid national protests against racial injustice and a growing movement for equality, the Commission's timing and framing is apparently based on an agenda aimed at appealing to a specific political base. The report's portrayal of American history, casting it as a struggle between noble American ideals and sinister opposing forces, is a clear attempt to divide rather than educate. Such partisanship has no place in the classroom, where the goal should be to foster critical thinking and informed understanding, not to advance a political agenda. The 1776 Commission's approach to so-called patriotic education will only continue to politicize the classroom and erode educational integrity. By promoting a sanitized and one-dimensional version of history, it deprives students of a comprehensive and truthful understanding of their nation's past. Effective historical education requires grappling with the full spectrum of experiences and events that have shaped America, including its injustices and struggles. By failing to do so, Trump's 1776 Commission's report undermines the development of informed and empathetic citizens capable of engaging with contemporary social and political issues. Unsurprisingly, in May 2021, the same year the 1776 report was released, Nicole Hannah-Jones's tenure bid at the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill was initially denied. This sparked a wave of controversy and backlash, as supporters of Hannah-Jones and defenders of academic freedom criticized the university's decision. Speculation arose that political influence might have been at play, with the Board of Trustees not taking action on her tenure candidacy. This incident served as a sobering reminder of the ongoing culture wars that have been marking the American political landscape, particularly as America approached the 2022 midterm election campaigns. Issues such as critical race theory and diversity, equity, and inclusion became contentious topics, with debates revolving around their impact on education and society. In the midst of these debates, the denial of tenure to Hannah-Jones took on significant symbolic meaning. It raised important questions about academic freedom. But the story did not end there. Following intense public pressure and criticism, the tenure bid for Hannah-Jones was resubmitted and is expected to be reviewed by the end of June 2024. The final verdict will undoubtedly have far-reaching implications for the future of American academia and the pursuit of truth in historical scholarship. Trump's 776 Commission represents a dangerous step backward in the effort to provide an honest and inclusive education. Its historical revisionism, lack of scholarly input, and blatant political motivation are deeply troubling. To cultivate a well-informed and engaged citizenry, it is essential to teach history in all its complexity, acknowledging both the achievements and the injustices that have defined the American experience. The Commission's report fails this fundamental test, and it's its vision for patriotic education should be unequivocally condemned. An honest reckoning with history is not only necessary, but also patriotic, as it lays the groundwork for a more just and equitable future. The ongoing controversy surrounding the 1619 project and the tenure bid of its creator, Hannah Jones, serves as a microcosm of the larger culture wars playing out in America today. It poses challenging questions about the nature of American democracy, the role of academia, and the importance of confronting the historical past. In the face of these challenges, the 1619 Project stands as a testament to the importance of historical truth in the collective understanding of the American experience. It prompts questions, reflections, and the need to engage in the necessary dialogue that strengthens the fabric of American democracy. As Americans navigate these divisive times, it is more important than ever to turn attention to initiatives like the 1619 Project that strives to shed light on the darker corners of American history. Doing so can only enrich America by helping to chart a path toward a more inclusive and equitable future.